Let's be real. Trying to succeed on YouTube today, it feels next to impossible. You've got a platform that's totally saturated, AI is changing the game every single day, and honestly, the old rules just don't work anymore. But what if there was a new playbook for 2025? A real strategy for not just surviving, but actually winning? Well, let's break it down.
I mean, just think about it for a second. AI can literally create entire videos in minutes. Shorts are racking up billions of views, completely rewiring our attention spans. And it feels like every single niche you can think of is already packed with creators. So, in the middle of all this chaos, how on earth do you build something that doesn't just get a few views, but actually lasts and wins in the long run?
But here's the crazy flip side to that challenge. It hides an opportunity that is almost too big to wrap your head around. Every single day, people around the globe watch over 1 billion hours of YouTube. I'm not talking monthly or yearly, that's daily. The audience is absolutely there, and you know what? They are hungry for something that's actually worth their time.
So how do you grab a tiny piece of that massive pie? Forget about looking for some secret hack or a magic bullet. That's not how it works anymore. Success today demands a whole new playbook. So we've dug in and distilled the absolute best strategies from ex-Google insiders and the world's top creator consultants. And it all comes down to 3 core pillars. Let's jump into the first one.
All right, pillar number 1, the viral blueprint. And no, this isn't about getting lucky or just hoping something randomly goes viral. This is a system. It's a repeatable approach to coming up with ideas, scripting them, and really understanding the psychology of what makes millions of people decide to click and then stay to watch.
So the heart of this entire blueprint is this concept of the outlier. An outlier is simply a video that blows up and gets, say, 10 times the views of your other videos. Now, most people see that as a lucky break, but the top creators, they see it as a signal. It's a message from the audience. They obsess over these outliers, not just their own, but their competitors too. And they deconstruct them to figure out exactly why that specific idea connected so deeply. And this quote from Eloisa Wolf, who used to be on the inside at YouTube, just nails it. She says the best creators spend half their time, 50%, on just coming up with ideas, analyzing the competition, and perfecting their thumbnails and titles. Seriously, let that sink in. Half of the work is completely done before they even think about hitting the record button. The war for attention is won or lost right there, in the planning. And once you've landed on that killer idea, the script is everything. You know, the most successful videos, especially the short-form ones, they follow a proven formula. It kicks off with a super powerful hook, right? Something that presents a problem or a shocking statement. Then, bam, you immediately follow it with a second supporting hook to build up that intrigue. Then you give just a little bit of context, just enough to set the stage before you hit them with a rehook, like a question or a twist that makes them think, wait, what happens next? It's only then, at the very end, that you deliver that final payoff. The whole structure is engineered to keep eyeballs glued from the first second to the very last. So, that brings us perfectly to our second pillar, the AI co-pilot. If the first pillar is all about human psychology and strategy, this one is about the insane new tools we all have at our fingertips. Look, AI is not here to replace creators. It's here to give them superpowers.
But let's be honest, the world of AI tools is a jungle. The real key is knowing which tool to use for which specific job. As you can see here, if your script needs to be super precise, like a robot walks through a neon-lit city in the rain, well, a model like Cdance is perfect for those complex prompts. If you're going for more of an artistic vibe, maybe an animated explainer, then Pixverse is probably your best bet. If you need realistic human movement without that weird, creepy effect, Kling is the specialist for that. And for just jaw-dropping cinematic quality, well, Google's VOE is the undisputed king right now, but it'll cost you.
Okay, so you've used the viral blueprint, you've got your AI copilot, and you've made an awesome video. Now what? Do you just upload it and pray? No. That brings us to our third and final pillar, the growth engine. This is all about the strategy after the video is made, the packaging, the promotion, and turning views into a real business.
And it all starts with getting that click. Every single viral title out there is tapping into one of 3 deep-seated psychological triggers. First up, you've got fear, the fear of missing out or fear of some threat. The second is curiosity, posing a question or a paradox that the viewer just has to have answered. And the third is desire, promising a solution, an outcome, or a transformation they want. Your title has to hit at least one of these, and it has to hit it hard.
Now, this leads to the big question, right? Can't you just pay your way to success? Just buy some views and get the ball rolling? Well, to find out, a creator named Marcus Jones ran this really cool experiment. He went out and bought 5 million views from a bunch of different services just to see what actually happens when you try to force it.
And the results of his experiment? They were just wild. Buying fake bot views ended up costing him $8.66 for one single subscriber. But when he used YouTube's own legitimate promotion tool, the cost dropped to just 41 cents per subscriber. That is over 20 times cheaper for real people who actually want to watch. The data is crystal clear. Trying to take a shortcut just doesn't work. So we've got our 3 pillars: the blueprint, the co-pilot, and the engine. But what's the glue that holds it all together? Well, it's not a tactic, and it's not a tool. It's a fundamental shift in your mindset. Without this, none of the other stuff is going to lead to real, long-term success. So on one side, you have the creator mindset. This person is totally focused on making the next video, chasing that next subscriber goal, and thinking pretty short-term. But on the other side, you have the founder mindset. And this person is playing a completely different game. They aren't just making videos. They are building a media company. They're creating a long-term asset and thinking in terms of systems, strategy, and brand.
And when you make that switch to the founder mindset, your channel it transforms. It's not just a place to dump videos anymore. It becomes an incubator for your biggest ideas, a digital headquarters for your entire brand, and, this is the most important part, it becomes a valuable digital asset that is always working for you 24/7, building value and opportunity for years to come.
You know, ultimately, every single YouTube channel starts out as just a tiny seed, holding all this incredible potential inside. But whether it grows into a little hobby that fades away or a media empire that lasts, that depends entirely on the playbook you decide to follow. So the real question is, what are you going to grow?